start.
Hello, this is the YUS show, and I'm Steve Roddy. I live in San Francisco. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves too?
Oh, yes. This is Yolda's Cruz, and I also live in the Bay Area. And Steve and I both teach at the University of San Francisco. So we are friends, colleagues, and yeah, Tonghang.
This is English show. So this is
Sorry.
to
Colleagues. Colleagues.
colleagues. We're all colleagues.
Right.
I'm a graduate for US. We are all US alum, and the theme of the youth show is about friendship. That we hope that this is actually a comedy, so we hope that we will bring laughter to you to make you enjoy a good day. So today's show will be hosted by Professor Roddy. He is going to talk about his experiences. Start with Chinese.
Okay. Well, since the theme is friendship, and Yildiz has talked about the friends he made in Hong Kong 50 years ago, I didn't get to Asia as early as he did. I was probably a decade later. And my first stop, although I did stop briefly in Hong Kong in 1982 on my way to Taipei, I had a very brief encounter with Hong Kong, and then I went on to Taiwan, and I lived in an apartment with some friends, all Chinese, all co-workers in a company that sold precision equipment. So they were kind of salaried workers, employees of a company in downtown Taipei, and I lived with them while I was attending Taiwan University. And this was my first experience in Asia. I had never been there, even though I'd been studying for quite a few years before that, Chinese and other things. So I got to this neighborhood in the middle of Taipei, and started to take some classes at the university. And in the evenings, I would talk with these fairly young men, but just maybe slightly older than I was then, in my mid-20s. And my most vivid memories of them is of their all-nighters when they would play mahjong till 6 in the morning, and then they would go to work. It was really funny. I mean, they didn't do it every night, but they tended to do it at the end of the month when they got paid. So they would, and you know, some of them were better than others. So I think there were some who were perennial losers, and they were still tempted to keep going. I don't know why. I guess it's just you know, gambling is an addiction, right? So yeah, so they were my first exposure to people there, and then of course I met other people, but there was a really funny situation. I also got to know children in the neighborhood. It's kind of a middle class neighborhood in Taipei, and this one little boy, I think he was about 9 years old, decided I was his good friend, and he would come over and talk to me, and then so we were, you know, I was practicing my Chinese with him, and I guess he just wanted to learn more about, you know, about why. So one day, I forget, maybe I had an appointment with him or something, or he thought I was supposed to meet him somewhere, and I guess I didn't show up or something. So he went to Taiwan University and went to a class that he thought I was in, and asked the professor, who was a very famous professor named YUS, if she had seen me. So I was kind of embarrassed. I mean, he wasn't embarrassed. He was this incredibly, you know, very, not at all shy, obviously, very intrepid. And he didn't mind going out on a limb to look for me. So we had some fun together. And then that situation eventually changed, and I moved in with another family, or actually with a family, and got to know them fairly well. They were a young couple with, I'm trying to remember. I guess they hadn't had their baby yet. I think the wife was pregnant with the first child, so I got to sort of experience their life as they were setting up house in the early stages of parenthood.
Well, that was exactly my experience in Hong Kong, where Anne and I were fortunate enough to also live with a Chinese family, and they were just starting their family. So we saw, not literally saw their birth, but they were there, and so we saw them brought up.
Yeah, that's kind
Loving
of
care, and under really cramped circumstances, and particularly during the heat of the summer, it was really hard for everybody, and washing diapers, and
well, Taiwan is, or Hong Kong is famous for having tiny apartments, right?
yes,
A lot of
yes.
space. Yeah.
I can speak with great authority.
Taiwan was hot too.
By the way, did you pick up any Hong Kongese? Lei Ho? No?
I didn't know.
I picked up some Taiwanese. 我是亚多嘎，我是亚多嘎，我是老外，我是高鼻子，我是高鼻子。
Well, it's interesting. Your first Chinese experience, Professor yours, Professor Cruz, yours is in Hong Kong, and Professor Roddy, yours is in Taipei, and mine is mainland China. So we have a very good combination then.
Yeah. I actually I got in this apartment building. I got to know another family. I'm trying to remember now. I think they might have been related to the family that I was staying with, but they were very friendly. Yeah, I think they were like sister and brother-in-law or something. They had a couple of older kids, and they were very friendly too, and I saw a lot of them. But it was really interesting because halfway through my stay there, the two kids, I think there were three of them actually, but the two boys suddenly had a complete name change. Their names changed completely, and that was something I'd never heard of. But they said, oh yeah, they went to the Suan Ming or something, and whoever it was decided their names were not good, so they completely they had to adjust to having new names. It was really interesting.
So your friendship was with a 9-year-old, and then you lived with young people as well as a young couple as well. So basically, that's complete Mandarin immersion program for you.
Well, I did, yeah. I was around mostly people who were only speaking Chinese.
Nice.
Well, the hardest part for me was that while I was learning, or presumably learning, 普通话 or 国语, so many of the people around me had the local dialects. Especially in the 70s, there were many people from the mainland, and they were scattered throughout especially, so often it would take me a while to figure out, is this person from Hunan, Shandong? Cantonese was pretty easy, but the local dialects really would often throw me for a loop. So not everybody spoke as beautifully as my teachers did in the classroom.
I remember being in Hong Kong a few times in those years, staying in I guess they were the forerunners of bed and or sort of B&Bs or Airbnb maybe, but it seemed like all the landlords were Shanghainese, and I guess there is a pretty big Shanghainese community there. But yeah, that was interesting. Meeting
So now this time you're going to be in Hong Kong for quite a few months, right?
No, not that long, just 3 months.
Okay, but it still would be a very good chance to learn Cantonese a little bit.
Yeah, I've never spent more than maybe 5 or 6 days at a time there, so this will be new to me. Yeah, I feel guilty because living in San Francisco, we are exposed to Cantonese a lot, but I've never really made an effort to pick it up.
Well, I can teach Cantonese sometime. They hope. That's a starting point.
Yeah, I mean, on the when I watch TV, maybe because the vocabulary is on the news seems closer to Mandarin than everyday conversational Cantonese, so I can pick up a fair amount just listening to the news, but not everyday conversation.
Well, hopefully next month, this time on the 22nd, you'll be in Hong Kong and you can join us in the morning. That will be your morning.
It's
All
about
right.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're up to
Best
10 minutes.
wishes. Yes.
Well, I'll see you
apparently
next month.
Oh, so we don't have to do the Chinese version then?
Yeah, okay. Next month. Ciao.
Okay.